Okay, today I'm going to go through a quick example of using kind of parameters and variables in your encoded query to get some of the values calculated that you want. And hopefully it'll be a pretty short example, but show the power of doing this here. So let's go ahead and create a new sheet. What I want to do, I think I'm going to piece together like a month over month calculation or count. So let's just let's just go here and get in all my months. Okay, and then let's do maybe a very simple example, but let's just do like our incident counts, our problem count, and we'll do our change request count for each of those months. Okay, so let's piece together, let's look again at how this works as far as piecing together components and like pieces of a query. The first thing that I know is that I'm going to need my tables. So we just did that. So we did incident, we did problem, and then we got change request. And then I'm going to have my year because I'm going to need to go between the months. And so we'll just start with 2024. You'll see why I have that dash after the year here pretty soon. And then I need the start and end dates. So let's see. We'll just start date just so we know what's going on here. End date. And then it's pretty simple. Just the first of the month and of each month. So however, let me get it on the right row here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that all the way down. Okay, now that I have the start date, I want the last date of the month. So let's go ahead and get the end date for each month here. Okay, so I have the end dates. I want to call something out. I know that in February we are on a leap year this year, so there'll be 29 days. I also know I don't have any data in my instance for 2024, so let's go ahead and just say 2023, and then we won't be on a leap year, and I know I'll get some data returned, or I think I'll get some data returned. We'll try here in a second. Okay, so one thing that we've done is we've provided over in our documentation some components for your encoded queries that will kind of help you know what you're looking for. Specifically for this one, there's this one that allows you to do in-between dates where your year, your start date, and your end date are in separate cells. So just like I set up already, I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And then we'll go over here. I'm going to go ahead and paste it here into this cell, hit enter. Okay, so this is a lot of information here, but I need to go ahead and actually, you know what? Let me go put it down here just so I can get it out of my cell for a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, so you can see I have pieces of the encoded query I need here, and there's places already in there for you. So you got the year reference, the start date reference, and year reference and end date reference. So we got all those in our table. So I'm going to go up here to January. I'm going to start typing in to get my function. So I'm going to do my vivid count function. And then I need the table, which I have here is F. It's not always going to be column F because I'm going to want to copy over. So I'm going to just say cell F. And in order to do this, so we'll do F and row. It's always going to be row 2. So I'll say row 2. Okay, so now I need to piece together different things here. So I'm going to use my backticks, which are needed. And I want it to be opened at. And then what I want here is the thing that I copied down below. So the rest of that encoded query I'm going to hit paste there. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Oh, this is good to see. So it's noting that I don't have this done correctly. So I need to use capital letters. So I'll hit OK. So let's go back up here. I need to enter in the cell reference. So the year reference is always going to be F. That is in row 5. Always going to be row 5 also. So use the $sign. Okay, so I'm going to take the spaces out of there. And then the start date reference, we'll go ahead and highlight that. We'll delete it. It's always going to be column J, but I'm going to copy down, so I'm just going to use reference cell a row of 3. I'll remove the spaces before and after that. Let's go do the same thing for the end. Okay, your reference here, and that again is F5. And if I do the same thing for end date reference, which is going to be always row K or column K and row 3. Okay, so let's look at what we got here. We got our VividCount function. We need a ServiceNow table. So F2 references incident table. And then I need an encoded query. So we say opened at, and then between the date, the JavaScript here to get that, and then we say between 2023 of January 1st at 0, 100, and then we go all the way and we get 2023 at K3, which is the 31st at 23:59:59. Okay, think everything is good here, so let's go ahead and hit enter. Ooh, it says invalid query. Okay, so let's see what we got going on. F3, so we got my table, and then invalid query. So opened at between F5 is 2023, J3 is 01, and F5 and K3. Let's do this really quick. We'll hit enter. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I think, we're referencing. Okay. Let's see. Oh, geez. This is super embarrassing. Opened at. Okay, so it's collecting the data. It says that I have 0. Let's see. Okay, let's just go. I know in 2020, I know for sure I have data there. So let's go hit collect. Nice. Okay, so now I have a count of incidents in January of 2020. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this all down. Okay, now they're all waiting collections. I'm going to go ahead and collect data. Now I get my counts. So let's kind of go back and look at this. So here you can see I'm referencing F5, which is the year 2020, and then I got J3 and K3 as my starting end. And if we scroll down, it should go to J4 and K4 all the way through. Okay, so now I got it set up. I can actually, I think, because I'm using F2 here, if I copy to the right, I should use G2 and everything should be the same. So let's go ahead and try that out. Hit paste, hit enter, and we'll go collect the data. I'll collect everything. Okay, I have 0. I actually don't know if I have problems. So let's go make sure that everything's right. So F5 is correct. J3 is still correct. F5 is still correct. K3 is still correct. And G2 is my problem table. Okay, let's go ahead, copy this, and do the same. I know I have some problems in 2020 that were logged. I don't know how many exactly. Not too many. Let's go ahead. So should be able to follow the same pattern. Let's collect this. And then we'll just copy down. And we'll run collect. So I do know this is right. I had 51 change requests in 2020. Okay, so now we're done with our project. I have a table with all the counts of incidents, problems, and changes by month. I have it in a table. I can now use this information to go do different calculations. Again, it's maybe not a super practical use case, but it gives an example of what you can do with the tool. So hopefully that helps just demonstrate again how you can set up your queries and things like that.